Let's start out section 2, problem definition. In this section, and in this video, you'll be learning a little bit about how we as UX designers translate users, businesses, and problems. And we start by translating the problem. UX is really sympathetic to business problems, and we want to thrive on what we know from that complexity. So we'll discuss a little bit about that today. Our goal is in reducing the number of problems that we can see and what we can define, and then we want to be able to communicate our value from start to finish. So let's get excited and learn some more about how UX designers relate to business. So users, business, and the problem. UX wants to help define the problem. In this section, we're going to start by really understanding and relating how we research and pony up to understanding business. We're going to help define a problem with our businesses that we think, and then we're going to make a way for that thing to be as shareable as possible. Now, along the way, we'll learn about how to apply some UX and human-centered design methodologies. We'll learn about business principles. We'll apply and improve some of these UX skills, and then we'll iterate and share our outcomes. Now, when we talk about users in business, there's a lot of opportunity for overlap and how a business and a user interacts. Now, by supporting users, we really want to exchange value to that person, and a business wants to do the same. Now, as user experience designers, we understand that our users are what we need to start to pay attention to, right? And they're doing increasingly number of things on our digital platforms and these things. And business and UX are invested in improving the gains of what their users can do. And if we can get more trust out of our users, that might result in more money. Now, we've been talking about this since the beginning, but UX is really the intersection between business, design, and technology. And if we don't understand the business portion, it can be very challenging at which to try and say that we know why a technology works or how a design is going to be useful. And talking about the businesses is really at the core of what we're going to be doing in this section. Now, defining a problem is about understanding the overlap between what a business needs and what a users want to do. Right? What are the things? Now, diagrams like one over the other seems like UX is incredibly simple, but it's nuanced, right? By relating and really understanding what a business needs, we actually become part of a change agent for helping them see how thinking about their users in a new way and thinking about their businesses in a way that is human-centered can actually have huge impacts for how they make decisions, what problems they go solve, and how that works. So let's discuss a little bit more about that. Now, when solving problems for a business, we can start to see that businesses can be these huge machines. They can be large, right? And many of them can be very complex, whether they have a lot of people working for them, or they're across the country, or they're a big network, or they sell a ton of products. The relationship of how we think about them is actually part of relating how all of these things are interconnected, right? A business is not just one thing, one entity. It is a bunch of things that work together. And by understanding what aspect of the business we're going to be impacting, we can then know where the user experience impacts that output, whether it's research or R&D or it's digital or it's advertising or it's sales, like all these things. And none of them are mutually exclusive, but we have an opportunity to know what aspect or what problem is finance the most worried about, or is sales and marketing really having an issue with? Where is your brand starting to slip? And by knowing how that works, you can translate it. So let's get excited for continuing our journey while improving the business side of knowledge. Because what we know about building on UX and creating it is that designers and UX is not solved by ourselves, right? But we do know that it's allowing for businesses to succeed. And if we do well at our jobs, then the business will in turn start to do good as well. That's the hope, right? But when we can translate why it is meaningful and valuable to consider the users in how a business considers their needs, you start to see true output.